your lighting and fix some chat. There we go. This is, once again, one of my favorite silly books. And always a great thing to have fun and silly, especially on a Monday afternoon. Who do we want to do today? There's always the question. I'm thinking there's one with little fish, and I think that's absolutely hilarious. Hello, hello. Though this one is actually really good, too. I love the cases where one is annoyed with the other. I'm trying to remember where the fish went. I thought they were toward the front. I may have gone by them. Nope, there they are. These guys crack me up, too, because it's another case of one is very annoyed with the other. There we go. I'm not really sure what all colors we're going to end up using. That's all right. Go do your thing. I will be here for the next half an hour to an hour, depending on how long this takes me. There we go. So I have decided these guys are going to be goldfish, because why not? We're going to do that thing I usually do where I start off with the lightest color and kind of build it up a little bit. It was definitely an interesting weekend for me. Did a ton of craziness at work and dealt with some things I'd really rather not have to deal with, but that is life. Probably the most fun thing was getting to and from work, considering my road never got plowed, and it is actually still an icy mess, though it was much, much warmer today than it has been, so that helps. It should be starting to clear up over the next couple of days, so I can actually get my car out of the driveway, which will be quite nice. I've been borrowing my boyfriend's for quite some time. You make your stuff in the background. That is my roommate's grocery order coming in. We don't do the you gotta be silent in this house thing. It just doesn't work. It's silly. I do love the little heart in his scales right here. Or maybe her scales, who knows. There we go. I've been kind of waiting to do this particular picture for when the mood struck me, because it just kind of cracks me up, because I do love my aquariums. I have a lot of fun with my fish. I can't imagine if they actually could fart what my tanks would look like. That would be kind of funny. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Always happy to see repeat faces. We're doing silly stuff today because we can. Sometimes it's good for you. My day is going pretty well. It's been quite peaceful, which is rare. Most exciting thing was that I've had happen today was my neighbor's dog getting loose for all of like 5 minutes, so. And local opinions about that still. He doesn't like when neighbors' dogs come in the yard, because we won't let him come out and interact with them, because he doesn't do great with other dogs. He is the sweetest dog out there, except where other dogs are concerned. Let's brighten up this color just a bit. Hello, Lexi. How we doing today? I just want to bring the color up a little bit. I don't want them orange, but I want them to have a little bit of that in there. We're also going to it just gives them a little bit more depth. I am doing pretty well. Welcome back. That was pretty quick, unless you're kind of taking a break and going in between. There we go. Today is about having fun and being just a little bit silly because we can. Like, tooting goldfish. Though a fish could, it would make for a very, very entertaining aquarium. Yep, I have the dog cup. I was still half asleep when I grabbed it this morning, but it works out. I think we're going to keep the fins the other tone. Now he just looks like he's annoyed that she's more fabulous than he is, doesn't he? Bring an extra little bit of brightness here. That's quite all right. You're always welcome to pop in and out. There we go. Let's start giving this guy some extra color. My dog is quite annoyed that I was talking about the dog outside. Now he's fussing at me and chuffing a bit. He came from a not great situation, so he's not good with other dogs. But we're a good house for just one dog, so that works very well. He is very loved and very spoiled and doesn't have to worry about anybody else. I also love the fact that they gave a fish an eyebrow to give him a little bit more annoyed look. Little bit of fun is never a bad thing. That is a really hard call. My partner and I rescue exotic animals as kind of a thing, so I have a lot of oddball animals in my house. It's hard to pick a favorite one. I do love my birds, and I do love my chinchillas. Kittens are hard to resist, so. And of course, my dog is absolutely spoiled rotten, because they should be. That is not what I was trying to grab. I kind of decided to just be a little extra and go with the sparkly copper over top of the fins. Because why not, right? Not a lot, just a little bit, just to give a little bit of shimmer. And a little bit of depth. Just a little hint of a little bit more to them. How about you? What would you say your favorite animal is? Oh, I missed a fin on this guy. Missed a fin on the other one too, didn't I? Well, that takes skill. Excuse me. The one tricky part about really long periods of not great weather is I am technically allergic to every single animal in this house except the fish and the crab. And not being able to kind of just get outside and away from them every so often. Turtles are definitely very good animals. I have gotten to play with a lot of different kinds over the years. They are definitely a top tier animal. Yeah, I like that little bit of copper to it. I think that was what was missing. That and the fins that I missed coloring on each one. That might have been what was missing too. There we go. There. We got the fish done. Oh, I need a handy dandy, slightly absurd green. Because why not? We're going to do a couple of shades with as well. But Got to be able to see what the other fish is annoyed about, right? That gave it a little more definition, didn't it? I think I kind of decided I want to do a little bit more on the bubbles. There we go. At least now we can easily see what the other is doing. Have a great night, and hopefully you'll be able to pop in tomorrow. Now for the fun part. Let's see. Do I have a really good coral tone? Pardon me as I go through all of my reds, oranges, and pinks trying to find the correct tone that I'm looking for. And apparently I have colored pencils jumping ship on me now. He made it about halfway across the living room. Or the kitchen, I mean. I still don't know how they call this sand brown. That is beyond me. This is not brown. Let's see. The color I'm looking for is kind of a weird orangey pinkish. I don't know that I'm going to find it. We might just have to create it. You know what? We're just going to create it. By doing how we're gonna do that. So we're gonna take this pink, which is a very pretty pink. It's just not what I was looking for. We're gonna have a lot of shades of green, but I want to do some of the other tones first. If it's not perfectly realistic, that's okay. This is a coloring page of a fish having gas, so realism is not necessarily a big priority. There we go. I don't hate it in the pink color, but I do want to come back over it with an orangey just to give it a little bit more oomph. I do regret the fact that I didn't sharpen this pencil first off, though. Also helps if we're coloring in frame, doesn't it? There we go. That made a difference. Just makes it a little bit easier. And, you know, you guys being able to actually see what we're doing is definitely helpful. I was actually thrilled. I was watching some videos the other day of somebody doing a bunch of coloring, and I've never seen anybody break more colored pencils than I do until that video. I don't feel quite so bad anymore because I'm not the only one that does that on a regular basis. So, little things make you feel a little bit better, right? That person was definitely a much more talented artist because they were coloring things they drew. Hello, Coloring View. How we doing today? I was just talking about watching an artist doing drawing and coloring the other day and managing to break more colored pencils than I do on a regular basis. Which rarely happens because I usually break at least one per video. We're doing silly stuff today though. I went shopping for actually groceries and came across this, and it made me laugh a lot in the middle of the store, so I had to have it. Silly things should definitely be encouraged on a regular basis, in my opinion. And as we were talking about me breaking pencils at least once per video, it happens. And I'm starting to accept that this is just par for the course for me. As long as we've got a good sharpener, we're in good shape, right? I need to get one like Lori's got. One of the coolest I've seen. But I don't know, I'm old school and do enjoy sharpening my pencils by hand a little bit. And that brings us back a little bit into the colors I was looking for. I do apologize. I just realized I kind of got lost in my concentration and completely stopped talking for a minute there. It happens a lot. Ow. I didn't need that pinky anyway. I think for our bubbles coming up out of these, we're going to use this pretty aqua color. I'm not probably going to color the background on this one, just because there's going to be so much going on and so many different colors. I think that would just be overkill. But we have a lot of bubbles to color. Oh, we have a lot of bubbles to color. I don't know that I'm going to do them all right at this second, but you never know. We might just knock them out just to get it done. I really didn't pay attention to what I was getting myself into there, did I? Once again, I should have sharpened my pencil before I got started. But sometimes I just kind of get in a groove and I get going. I'm definitely not coloring the background now, because the bubbles will give the suggestion of blue that I would have normally done. And please forgive me, my hands are an absolute disaster. Between kittens and trying to medicate an unwell guinea pig, my hands have seen a couple of rough days. You gotta have fun. You gotta pick things up that bring you joy. And I do so many really serious pictures. I get my hands on some phenomenal artwork to do. But sometimes you just need to be a little bit silly. And that's how I ended up with this one. I am definitely a fan of just a little bit silly. I am slightly regretting my life choices right now, though, because I still have a whole lot of bubbles to do. But once they're done, this whole thing will have so much more color to it. And then I can go in and play with my background and my leaves and all of that stuff. So one thing I do very much enjoy with this particular book is there is so much going on in every single picture. It's really good for these videos. Simply, I was having trouble actually at first finding things that took me a bare minimum of 30 minutes to complete. I think 30 minutes for a live is the absolute minimum you should be trying to do. And I guess I color faster than I realized. And I like these because they keep me going and they keep me busy for anywhere from that 30 minutes to I've had them go over an hour now. Because some of these pages have so many little details to take care of. And just about the time you think you're done, you find a couple more things that you missed. And I don't know, I think it's fun. It's like added puzzles. I am quite ready for summer to get here so I can start doing my big projects again. I'm going to still try and keep my lives going, though, because I have really enjoyed these. But I do miss making my regular long forms. I may be able to make a couple and finish up my cherub piece this week, because it is supposed to start warming up. If I don't make it out there this week, it will be at least definitely next week. Because it's supposed to warm up even more next week. Which, I'm excited. I have that to finish. I got a shelf that I'm going to paint to put in my kitchen. And I actually have a piece to finally finish my my lighthouse. It's out there on an empty looking base right now. So I do plan on painting that in the near future. And I've actually found a few really good statue places in the area. So hopefully this year I will be picking up and painting a whole bunch of new statues. That is the plan, at least. And we're actually batting around the possibility of buying a small building to relocate my workshop and just turn my current workshop into a cat room permanently. because they have gotten very comfortable in there. And getting my art supplies out of their reach would be a wonderful thing. I think I got all my bubbles. Yay! Pardon me as I just have a moment there. There we go. Let's give this some color back here. And I think I'm going to come in with a darker brown to just add some details. And I do apologize if you hear snoring in the background. We do not do the silent household thing here, so as I'm sure you've heard me say a good handful of times now. This is more of a burgundy than a brown, but I think it's going to tie in a little better. Just to add that little bit of oomph to the back here. I know that may be irritating for some, but for me that is a wonderful sound. Because my partner does work away from home. So I go a month at a time without hearing him here at the house. There we go. Now let's start on some greens. Hello, how are we doing today? I just realized this goes all the way down here. Let me fix that real quick. See, this is what I was talking about, that these things are like a never-ending puzzle. Because there are so many little pieces that it's so easy to miss. It's just a lot of fun coloring this particular project, or this particular book, because somebody really, for as silly as they are, somebody took some time to make these pictures. I do wish there were artists listed in the book, like there are in some of mine, because I would love to seek out some of their more serious artwork. But you don't always get what you want, so I will be happy with the silly artwork that I got. There we go. I feel like I should have probably done my aquarium cup today, seeing as my long form was fish tank. And then I ended up coloring fish on my live. Been fitting if I'd have thought to use that cup. But that's okay. So I do love my dogs. I think that's an adorable one. I was thrilled when I came across it. There we go. I have hit that 30-minute mark by a decent amount now, which makes me happy. I always feel like everything after that is just kind of bonus time. Another spot of this that I missed. This stuff's everywhere. This is kind of a floor type thing. I don't know if they're supposed to be in a lake or an ocean or what, but whatever it is, we're giving it lots and lots of color, because why not? Go. Almost done with this particular green. My arm and hand were not prepared for this particular picture today, apparently. Actually getting a cramp in my arm. It happens. We don't let stuff like that stop us, though, do we? Let's see, do we see any more like this guy? I think that's the last of that particular type. Now I want this for this oddball stuff down here that's not really discernible as anything particular. We're going to give it this nice shimmery bluish green. Since it's kind of a background thing, it's a nice soft color and it's not as hard as some of the other tones that I plan to use. Just a nice little space filler. There we go. Now we're on to a brighter, truer green for all of these stripy little guys. And as I said before, I'm doing something I don't normally do and skipping doing the background today because I feel like the bubbles give it enough suggestion of color that adding over top of it would be too much, I think. But we are going to give every plant some color. And I have enough green so we can give each type of plant their own color. I am still just kind of chuckling to myself at the basis of this picture. Just because, I don't know, I am definitely not a child, but I still have little bits of child humor, I guess, but, I mean, why not? All right, I think we have one more green to pick, and We're almost done with this guy. I think it's always important to pick a few different tones. If you're going to have a lot of one color, like for example, this has a lot of green, it makes a huge difference to take the time to pick a good variation of that color so that everything doesn't just kind of blend in. There we go. You might hear my birds here and there. They're kind of wondering why I'm not paying attention to them. Because we totally haven't gotten used to this yet. We've only been doing it for a few months now. At least they're being cute about it today and just blowing kisses. I don't know what type of plant this is supposed to be, but I see them pop up like this in a lot of things, and they always remind me of a fern. I don't know if that's the intent. Oh, excuse me. If I'm putting myself to sleep, what am I doing to you guys? Well, to be fair, this is meant to be a very calming and relaxing hobby. And generally speaking, when I do my live, I try to keep them very calm and relaxing for you guys as well. There we go. We're making our way down through. I think we just have these two left after this guy. And this is a good color to go behind my little less pleasant bubbles here. We're not going to hit the hour mark today, but we're definitely going to hit the 45-minute mark, which is nothing to complain about for me. When I do my long forms, the 20-minute mark is where I try to cut off, so I'm still getting used to the much longer projects. But I do very much enjoy them. It's nice to get to visit with people, and I've got that few people that are popping in on a regular basis now, and that makes a big difference. It's like a little bit of social time for me, but in like the most relaxed way ever, which is amazing to me. All right. These over here are a little bit tricky because I'm actually having to hold the binding of the book down just a little bit. So I'm just knocking them out so I can relax that hand just a little bit. That is much better. It's a very weird position to hold my hand in for any length of time. There we go. Let me just give her a quick once over just to be on the safe side. I think we actually got this one done. So I am going to go ahead and stop here for today. We will be back tomorrow. We'll probably do something different. I don't know yet. We'll see what mood I'm in tomorrow. But until then, I will talk to you guys next time.